Hi guys, so for a couple weeks now, I've been seeing them code heavily. If you've been following me, you noticed that I brought up, hey, I've been saying December 7th. And then I realized, because I caught a code, that they were coding the Julian date of December 7th, which is December 20. However, there was a breakthrough and I realized that Tuesday, December 20th, equals 1,354. If you count 1,354 days from the beginning of the tribulation, which I will prove, and if you've watched my videos, I have shown how the Illuminati did code this heavily in 2020, and showed also lots of other proof, geometrical proof and so forth, that the tribulation did start April 13th. 2019, and if it was 1354 days, that it would land on December 26th, the 8th day of Hanukkah. Now, the elites have been coding that heavily for the last 2 weeks, so I'm going to show you all of that. But along with the coding of that, they're also coding Wormwood star and absinthos. So the president puts out this strange message for people to get out, and for his staff to get out now. But of course he's doing the usual babbling and sending the codes with Gematria codes to each other of what they are to do, obviously. So I also saw that there is going to be exercise where they're going to shoot an asteroid on December 27th. Considering all the codes I've seen for December 26th, and considering all the codes have to do with asteroid and Wormwood star and absinthos, which is wormwood, I am taking this pretty seriously. So I'm moving forward with this warning also because I did receive 2 personal signs. One was an entire year ago, and it made the November 5th sign I received, in which something did happen, which I did warn about ahead of time, that something was going to happen November 5th, and it did. It was the Astroworld sacrifice. But it brought everything into focus why I saw an image of David Bowie when I was praying that day, asking, should I warn about November 5th? So the Lord, ahead of time, if this is true, warned me about it a year ahead of time. So recall, they've been talking about a storm. There's a storm coming. President Trump came out with a statement regarding the storm, and it's just, they've been, talking about the storm for a couple of years now, since even 2017. So if you count out the tribulation, if it were to have started on April 13, you count 7 years. If you cut it short at the day 1354, then it means that there's 1202 days remaining. It's upon us. The storm is upon us. 1202.
It's upon us.
On 413, the tribulations.
And then it's over.
Start. So on 1226, there will be 1202 days left. And there's actually a code for that having to do with the storm.
Fast will this month go?
Oh.
Fast will this month go?
Oh. It's over.
Right?
That was the beginning of the 7-year trip. I will show.
It's over. It's January 1st, which means it's February 1st.
Looks at a building with darkened windows on levels 1, 7, and 4, and then said that is when the month is over.
It's over.
$174 equals 1271. Second of Tevet equals 1226. The building equaled the second of Tevet in Gematria, December 26. It's over. It's over. And then the code equals 1226. And then look, that event to happen on December 27. Codes say tribulation began 4/13/19, and Apophis was set for 4/13/29. How convenient.
We all know this weekend is going to be a goner. It's upon us, and it's going to be a goner, and then we're in it, and then we're in it,
And then we're in it. Ryan moves the glasses, Y, and winks. Y, hapazo, is the wink of an eye. Eyeglasses, and then we're in it, equals 2059. The 144,000 equals 2059. Y, code that, and wink. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Sion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads, 7441. Son of Man came, kidnapped the children of the kingdom of heaven. That day, December 26th, day and tribulation began. 2019, 7441. So eyeglasses, and then we're in it, equaled the 144,000. That's why they coded that passage.
Goner. It's upon us.
You know, Kelly, you're sounding a little doomy early December. Is there anything that you would like to share with us and perhaps warn us about? The storm is upon us equals 1202. Now, we're going to be focusing in this episode, in this video, on December 26th and the 8th day of Hanukkah. If the tribulation were to start the day that I've been telling you, April 13, 2019, counting 1,354 days, a date range that I will show you that they're coding with much evidence. If you subtract 1202 from 7 years, which is 2557 days, then you get 1354, as you can see right there. The storm is upon us equals 1202, so this is just one difference. So 2557.
It's upon us. It's upon us.
7-year trip, 2557 days. 1354 is the day that December 26th count would be on from the beginning for 13/2019. 1202, 1203 days left. It could be 2556 too, so that's perhaps why the discrepancy. Minus 1354 equals 1202, which equals the storm is upon us. Why was she being extremely annoying and motioning over to that side of her, making those really silly sounds? Is because they had darkened the windows on the building on 3 levels. 1, 7, and 4 were the total of darkened windows. That equals the second of Tibet. In just a moment, she's going to use a code regarding the end and the second of Tibet. They're going to use the same building and motion to it in much of December. Second of Tibet is December 26th, and we're going to see a lot of codes having to do with December 26th and the 8th day of Hanukkah. This can't all be a coincidence, is it? So it's either they're planting fake codes to discourage us, or something actually is going to happen. I did receive personal signs, so I am going to go ahead and warn you.
Wednesday, December 7th. December's flying by.
I plus tongue equals great tribulation.
Kelly Ripa, it's moving
It
fast.
sure is. Faster than I would like.
Right?
Because you realize, because you realize, because you realize, because you realize.
Is playing with their clothes, aren't they? Ryan just fiddled with his jacket when she said ye realize, so 3 Y's and realize. Hey, guess what? They just used a code with the same phrase, second of Tibet. Here they go again, except this time it reveals something else about the second of Tibet. Remember, the windows equaled the second of Tibet. 174 equals 1271 equals the second of Tibet, which is December 26th. 3 Y's realize 1820. Day end happens. Tibet second. The windows equaled the second of Tibet.
Realize, you know, we all know
She says
this weekend
and looks in the direction of the darkened windows. She is merely bringing attention to the darkened windows. This weekend equals 4-7. So she is bringing attention. She says, hey, look over here. This is coded. And it was coded. That was a code because she just coded a code that had to do with the second of Tibet. So she was letting them know that the second of Tibet had to do with the code that she just encoded. This weekend equals 4-7, okay? If you look at the darkened windows, it's 174. 174 equals 1271 equals the second of Tibet.
Weekend is gonna be goner.
Ryan signs a sign that is very similar to gone or leave in ASL. 8th day of Hanukkah, 876, is gonna be a goner, 876.
It's weekend is gonna be a goner. It's
What do you know? The second day of Tibet is the 8th day of Hanukkah, which they've been coding. Her looking at the building, December 26th. It all matches, and they keep coding it over and over and over again. There must be a reason,
it's gonna be a goner. Is gonna be a goner. It's upon us.
Well, they have been talking about a storm forever. All right, 7 years is 2557 days. The tribulation start if we put it at 413:19, which is what I really believe it is. If there was an early end at the 1354th day, which they're coding, which is the second day of Tibet, December 26th, you've seen all of those codes, the 8th day of Hanukkah, then 1203 days would remain. The storm is upon us equals 1202. That is close enough. Remember all the time covers with the storm? Do you remember Trump saying there's a storm coming? Do you remember all of that? That's been happening for years. And now Kelly says it's upon us. I can only assume she's talking about the storm because these numbers are the second of Tibet, which is December 26th. 1354th day from 413:19. The tribulation, I believe, is the 1354th day, is December 26th, is the second of Tibet.
Upon us, and it's gonna be a goner, and then we're in it. And then it's over. Then it's over. You understand what I'm saying?
That's
you
the
don't
good
know.
news story of the day.
You're
Thank
a
you for
man.
joining us. The day.
You're a man.
The day.
You're a man.
Thursday, December 22. Biden issues an urgent warning to leave. There's a storm coming. But you saw how much they coded December 26th. And then later I will cover they're shooting something at an asteroid on the 27th. Even though it sounds like Biden is mumbling, he is actually passing messages in their language.
Storm, extreme cold weather. You can see on the map the estimated areas where the as low as 50 areas where as low as 50 degrees where it's at dark red below zero. It's dangerous and threatening. This is really a very serious weather alert here. And it goes from Oklahoma all the way to Wyoming and Wyoming to Maine, and it's a real consequence.
That didn't really make sense, so I decoded it as I suspected that it was coded because that's the stuff that they code. Okay, so, and it's a real consequence, 862. Decode a asteroid, Noach, La'ana, Hanukkah. You're going to see this over and over in this presentation. So December 26th is the last day of Hanukkah. And that's the date that I keep saying the code for. I also kept seeing them code that it's the Noah star. So the star that obliterated the planet in Noah's time, that was promised to come again, but to destroy the world this time with fire. The president is making an announcement for people to travel. When's the last time you saw this? This is kind of weird. Presidents don't usually tell people to leave when there's a weather event. Usually the forecasters do this. This is like a one of a kind thing.
So I encourage everyone, please heed the local warnings. Take this storm extremely seriously. And I don't know whether your bosses will let you. Not a joke. I'm sending my staff. Not a joke. I'm sending my staff.
Okay, that didn't really make sense either, so I figured that was coded, and it was. So here we have 12/29, December 29th. In a few moments, he is going to code 3 backwards. 633. 3 is 336, so it's just coded backwards. So he really means 12/26, just like we saw on live over and over and over again.
Not a joke. I'm sending my staff.
As I said, it's a dual message, because if you look at his mouth, he did not say those words whatsoever. Okay? I'm going to play it for you again so you can see what he actually said.
Not a joke. I'm
Clearly, you saw that's exactly what he said. You heard, I mean. And it equals Festival of Lights. Here we go again. Hanukkah. They keep coding the same thing over and over again.
sending my staff.
There we go. He codes 3 backwards. So my staff, he repeated it twice. He's going to say it again. 633 and then 3 equals 336. Minus 3 days is December 26th.
My staff, if they had plans to leave on tomorrow, it's late tonight or tomorrow, tell them to leave now. Tomorrow, it's late tonight or tomorrow, tell them to leave now. They can talk to me on the phone. It's not life and death, but it will be if they don't get out. They may not get out.
If you're wondering what's going on, this will be made very clear in the video, okay? And so you will understand why this alert is being made December 22nd, 4 days before. That is, if they aren't pranking us or putting out fake codes or something. But I did receive confirmation in several ways, so I am choosing to go ahead and present this video to you as a warning. One of the confirmations I received was something I prayed for and I received a year ago. And now it makes sense. So I'm thinking that that was planned ahead of time so that I would know. So anyway, I'm really hoping this is it, guys, because it means we're out of here. All right, let's start this video out by explaining how the Illuminati coded December 7, December 20, but they really meant December 26, okay? First of all, because we're going to be looking at December 26th today, the 8th day of Hanukkah. First of all, they started coding December 7, because December 7 equals December 20. However, they really meant something else. And once I figured that out, all of the other codes made sense, okay? And then I found some massive jewels. Oh, and by the way, I only get a few trolls on my channel, but here's a message to the trolls. Anyone who says anything mean or rude, I am watching, okay? That doesn't mean I'm always going to be right. I've been watching for a long time, and all of the clues that I've collected have helped me get to this point of understanding. So, I am watching. I don't say thus saith the Lord. I say, I am watching this date, and here is why. because I watch the Elite, the Illuminati coding, and I also look at the Gematria of the words that God has saved for us in the last days. So when I'm watching a date, I'm sharing it with you, okay? And so that is what I'm going to present to you today. My hope is on December 26th, and I am going to show you all of the reasons why. I'm trying to figure this out for myself and for others of you who are believers in Jesus Christ, who have been hurt in the last days in the tribulation and who desperately want to get out of here. So I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for me. If any trolls want to be mean to me, why waste your time? I'm just going to delete your comment. I don't have to keep your comment. Do you know why? Because I go back and answer questions and I don't want to see your rude comment. It's just a little note to the few trolls that I have. Tuesday, December 20th equals 2479. And that equals 1,354 days. Okay, 1,354 days. 1354 days from April 13, 2019, what I have as the beginning of the tribulation. I'm going to show you guys some proof in just a little bit. Is December 26th, the 8th day of Hanukkah. We saw them code so far the 2nd of Tibet, which is the 8th day of Hanukkah, December 26th. We saw them code the Festival of Lights. We saw them code the 8th day of Hanukkah, okay? We saw them code 1202, which is 7 years is 2557 days. If you subtract 1354 days from that, it equals 1203. The storm is upon us equals 1202. 1 off is close enough. So I'm going to show you just a little bit the proof that April 13 most likely was the beginning of the tribulation. Absinthos star cast in the sea in December equals 1354. Okay, I'm going to show you in a moment the clues I have for why the beginning of the tribulation, I believe, is April 13, 2019. Not only did they code it heavily, but the Gematria confirms it. So to 1226, the 8th day of Hanukkah is 1354 day, including the end date. So Absinthos star cast in the sea equals 1354. Absinthos is wormwood. Absinthos is believed to be a bitter taste, a plant of the bitter wormwood. Okay? And that is the Greek word for wormwood in the Bible, as you can see right here. So Absinthos star cast in the sea. And you're going to be seeing a lot of wormwood codes from them. And so perhaps this is why 1354th day of the tribulation is the 8th day of Hanukkah. We're going to be seeing a lot of codes for the 8th day of Hanukkah. We're going to see a lot of codes for 1226. And we're going to see a lot of codes for 1354. Let's first establish that the tribulation started officially on April 13, 2019. As it is very important, this video will focus on the elites coding heavily, might I add, December 26, 2022, the 8th day of Hanukkah, which is the 1354th day from the beginning of the tribulation, April 13, 2019. Okay, I think what we're going to have to do is bleep out the names of the events. Just look up the dates and then you'll know what I'm talking about what happened on that date. I can't afford another strike. I believe the tribulation began on 4/13/2019. The elites telegraphed it heavily. They named certain events to give it 333 days before and 333 days after. Okay, I think what we're going to have to do is bleep out the names of the events. Just look up the dates and then you'll know what I'm talking about what happened on that date. I can't afford another strike. Okay, 5, 15, 18 was in the event. It equaled 333 in Gematria. Look it up. It equals 333. All right. So it's 333 days until 413, and then you see 333 days to 311:20. The exercise on 5, 15, 18, look it up. It equals 333. You can look it up yourself to see the Gematria is 333. Okay, we have beginning on April 13th, 2019, 2663 as birth pains on a woman with child, 2663. And you just saw how pregnant was 333 and 41319 to 31120 was 333 days. That was planned. 1,354 days, queen pregnant. He is male child, 3344. And that equals travail upon a woman with child, 3344. So 1354 days. Naming it something that equals 333. They were giving it a 333 day countdown to the beginning of the tribulation, 4/19/2019. Okay, so the pregnancy as birth pains on a woman with child, 2663, beginning on April 13th, 2019, 2663. Did you see that they put 333 days to the event on 3/11/20? They're the ones who came up with that date. Okay? Pregnant equals 333. So it said as birth pains upon a woman with child, that equaled 2663, which equaled beginning April 13, 2019. And you see that there's 333 days after 4/13, 2019. 333 equals pregnant, okay? They marked it out 100%. So this is very weird. So but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened, and then you put December 26, it equals, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, tribulation, 4, 2, 3, 4. That's exactly what I have, 4/13/19, December 26. We have the beginning of the end, April 13, 2019, 2796. That phrase is going to be used by Kelly and Ryan, and then they code April 13, 1980. I'll show you. So it equals the beginning of the end, April 13, 2019. So first day of the 7-year tribulation, 2796, and then it equals the beginning of the end, April 13th, 2019. So the beginning of the end. Ryan and Kelly were talking about the beginning of the end, actually live on TV, and coding April 13th, right after saying that.
It's January 1st, which means it's February 1st.
What are the tricks we can plan ourselves to prolong the buildup? The buildup, right?
Prolong the buildup of the
this,
beginning of the end?
Yeah, exactly.
The beginning of the end?
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Prolong the buildup of the beginning of the end?
Yeah.
In just a moment, they're going to clarify 2019, but this is how good of Gematria they are. All right, so you can see that those both equal 2796, and that's what they're talking about.
Right?
Prolong the buildup of the beginning of the end?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right?
Prolong the buildup of the beginning of the end?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Here they actually clarify it's not April 13, 1980 they're talking about. It's April 13, 2019, because as you saw in those other codes, it's April 13, 1980. The reason why they're using that code is because of the 39 years old happy birthday code. You guys remember Fauci and Deb Burke's doing. Prolong the build up of the beginning of the end. This equals 1461. Okay, born April 13, 1980. The reason why they did this is because, so that's 1461, 1460. They're using the rule of Colel, which is 1 off is good enough. They just coded, remember, here, we'll go back. They just coded prolong the buildup is 1290. April 13, 1980 is 1290. This brings us back to April 4 with, what was her name? The scarf lady. Okay, Deb, I'm not going to say what event that was because I can't afford another strike. All right, so this is equal to born April 13, 1980. Why? Because the scarf lady and Dr. Menengle, or however you pronounce that, they were on stage, and I'm not going to say what event it is, but I am going to share a clip from it. You'll know what it is when you see it. They were coding April 13, and how they did it was kind of complex, but we're going to go over that because they were coding 39-year-old birthday, and that pinpointed April 13, 2019 would be the 39th birthday, and that's how they were trying to code that April 13, 2019 was the beginning of the tribulation. So let's go over there and look. Okay, so they, on 4/4, were heavily coding April 13th. So I'm going to show you clips showing that they were. So she's going to walk up, look at what she's wearing, and she was wearing cream. They do speak backwards because I caught her mouthing cream backwards. So let's watch. The reason why she coded cream backwards is because that year, April 13th, was Nissan 19, 119, and cream is 119. So let's watch. This is cream backwards. She's wearing cream, the color. Okay, how creepy was that? That was backwards. One more time. This is cream backwards. She's wearing cream. The color appears cream as well. Okay, let's stop right here. The reason why she looked back at the pillar is because pillar post is the word amud. Amud is pillar or post. Now, why did she look at the pillar? Because pillar column is amud, and the original Hebrew is 517, and April 13 is 517. So not only did she code the pillar, which equals amud, which was 517, which equals April 13, Nissan 19 was April 13 that year in 2020. Okay, so cream equals 119. Also, the reason why they did the George Floyd stunt is George Floyd is 119 simple Gematria, okay? Not only, okay, so George Floyd equals 634, right? I just showed you. It equals 103. The 103rd day of the year is April 13. Now let's look at the other ways they were coding April 13. Cream. Cream is 119. Okay, so he goes, hey. Okay, so they're using everything that equals 103 or close to it. He says, I'm doing Noah, okay, because Noach is 102, so that's one away from 103. They're coding April 13. Let's continue.
How you doing,
Chris?
bud?
Hey, yeah. Okay, first of all, hey. Everything they're saying is a variation of April 13.
How you feeling?
I'm doing Noah? Really? That's how you're doing? Noah is spelled Noach. See that? Noach. Is it I'm doing in a real forced way? So I'm doing, so everything he said within those few seconds, hey, 413. I'm doing Noah, doing, equals 103. Noach, okay, equals 102. It's the rule of Kolal, one off. They are coding April 13th in every way possible. It's 102. He just said, I'm doing was 103. I'm doing Noah, really? And then he said, hey, yeah. So, just a moment. Hey equals 413. Let's keep going. All right, so now they're going to do the happy birthday. Let's watch it. She's looking at her outfit. Okay, she's wearing cream. Pillar is cream. There was more coding involved in her scarf as well.
39 years old. 39 years old. 39 years.
So they used 1980 as a hidden date to code the beginning of the tribulation. So 39 years would be 4/13/1980 to 4/13/2019, which is why you see Ryan and Kelly using the 1980 code. All right, so happy birthday, 39 years old. We have some clues. We have April 13. So let's use those clues. And I figured it out. Just a moment. All right, so the reason why they did that is because the messenger Elijah witnesses prophesied dressed in sackcloth. They were coding the beginning of the first 42 months. Okay, this is important for me to establish because we're going to be counting 1354 days from the beginning of that date, April 13, 2019. Throughout this, I'm going to show you how they coded it in many ways. So it's December 26, 1354 days. It's also the second of Tibet, okay? I had originally thought that they were coding December 20th, but Tuesday, December 20th equals 1354. And December 26th is 1354 days from the beginning of the tribulation in 2019. So we have the messenger Elijah witnesses prophesy dressed in sackcloth, 3802, April 13, 39th birthday, 2019 equals 3802. That is why the messenger Elijah witnesses prophesy dressed in sackcloth, 3802. Okay, and so this is why you're going to see Kelly and Ryan, they're going to be coding April 13, 1980, because this was part of their coding for the beginning of prophesying in 2019, 39th birthday. You can see how it matches this code. The messenger Elijah witnesses prophesy dressed in sackcloth, 3802, April 13, 39th birthday, 2019, 3802. That's why he stood up there saying, 39, happy birthday, 39th birthday. Ha ha ha. It wasn't a joke. It was for a code. They were coding. They were establishing what year began the first 42 months. Okay? Just a moment. So they are going to be using the beginning of the end code. Just a moment.
It's January 1st, which means it's February 1st.
So what are the tricks we can plan ourselves to prolong the buildup?
Hold on, let me show you the rest now. Prolong the buildup to what? Prolong the buildup equals 1290 equals April 13, 1980.
Right?
Prolong the buildup of the beginning of the end.
Right?
Prolong the buildup of the beginning of the end.
It says of the SIP, and she said prolong the buildup of the, and then said beginning of the end, 1789. And then 2019 is 1789. And they are confirming they're not talking about April 13, 1980. They're talking about 2019.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
because
right.
if we go it over now, it is, and it does once we get to.
Okay, beginning of the end. They're literally saying that on the show. And people have no idea. Yes, they do mean the beginning of the end, okay? They really do. Now let me show you that it's April 13. This is just one of the numerous ways that April 13 it shows is 2019 says it's the beginning of the tribulation. The beginning of the end, April 13, 2019, 2796. First day of the 7-year tribulation, 2796. What did the other code say? The beginning of the end, April 13, 2019, equals first day of the 7-year tribulation. They're going to use two codes that equal April 13, 1980, because that's how they hid 2019. Do you see how many layers they hide below? So they're coding 39th birthday, and they coded April 13, 1980, so that they could say the 39th birthday is the beginning of the tribulation. Do you see what I mean?
Right?
Prolong the buildup of the...
This.
Prolong the buildup. April 13, 1980. If you go 39 years, that is 2019. Prolong the buildup to what?
Right?
Prolong the buildup of the
this.
beginning of the end?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
The beginning of the end. Remember those codes I just showed you? 7-year tribulation code, April 13 equals the beginning of the end. Okay, they know that. So they said prolong the buildup of the beginning of the end, 1461. And then 1462. Rule of Colel, one off is good enough. That code was 1461. This is 1462. All right, so 39 birthday, if a person was born on 1980, would be April 13, 2019.
It is, and it does.
And it does, and then she lifts up her knee.
Once we get to, exactly.
Yes,
Because
right.
if we call it over now, it is, and it does. Once we get.
Does plus knee equals 756, which equals Wormwood.
Once we get to, the teens of the month. Once we get to, the teens.
Teens of the month, equals 2064 equals Wormwood.
Once we get to, the teens. Once we get to, the teens.
Teens of the month, and she stuck up her knee, 2460. That equals 1354 plus days plus tribulation. So the 1354th day of tribulation, essentially, 2460. This would be December 26, if counting from April 13, 2019, like they've been coding.
Of the month.
Did I mention how happy she looks right now, delivering this message?
Once we get to, the teens of the month, it's over. Once we get to, the teens of the month, it's over.
Deja vu is coding December 26, Hanukkah. I'll show you how.
Here are Kelly Ripa and Ryan C.
Off the shoulder sweater. It's actually been a huge trend this month. Now I know why. Because it encodes a code I've seen in the Gematrix forever. It encodes the 8th day of Hanukkah. I have seen a DEC 7 1976 code in Gematrix all over the place. I finally know why. It's usually coded as DEC 7 and then 19 and 76. Off the shoulder sweater code cleared it up for me, equals 1813. DEC 76 code 1813. Alright, so December 7, 1976, spelled out in the elongated form, not the condensed form that I usually see it in, equals 2957. So December 7, 1976. There it is right there. There is a reason for it. Pentangle, just another name for pentagram. You can see that's a five-sided star. Pentangle 278. Hanukkah 278. He flips the photograph over. Wonder why he did that. Okay, so flip photograph over. 1354. I told you guys they were coding 1354. Here are some December 26 codes for you guys that I've collected. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. December 26, 4234. If you add tribulation to and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. 4234. Very revealing. So the tribulation ends 26. December 26, the day of the end, 2814. Wormwood star is going to hit 2814. Isn't that what they keep talking about? And then talking about it's over and stuff like that. 1345. December 26, 2022, 8701. In a flash, in the twinkling of an eye at the last trumpet, for the trumpet will sound, the dead will be raised, imperishable, and we shall be changed. 8701. Is this why Ryan winked? October 11, December 26. Those are the dates of the beginning and end of the second half of the tribulation that was shortened. The tribulation is over. The second coming of Jesus. 3143. I have seen them code the second coming over and over and over and over. Okay, 1,353 days. That's if you don't include the end date in the calculation. 2341. Last days of earth, the end of the world. 2341. That still arrives us at December 26, 2022. Travail upon a woman with child, 3344. 1,354 days. Queen, pregnant. He is male child, 3344. Wow, that is an amazing code. Kelly keeps looking at the 174 in the window. She looks over to the building where the windows that are darkened are 1, 7, and 4, as you can see right there. Okay, all of early December, literally, in the episodes, Kelly keeps looking over at that building at certain points of after saying certain words and sentences. She's looking at the building where there's 3 levels that are darkened. The windows are darkened. It's 1, 7, and 4 dark windows on each of the floor for the 3 levels. The second of Tevet equals 1271. 174 equals 1271. He just flipped the photograph over. Okay, well, this is becoming a common theme. The number 1354. Flip photograph over equals 1354. He pointed at the chair as he walked in because chair equals 101, which is the Hebrew original Gematria from Michael the Archangel. And Michael the Archangel is 354 in modern Jewish Gematria. After saying specific coded words, Kelly is always looking at the building that has the windows darkened on 3 levels, and it goes like this: 1, 7, and 4 darkened windows. So 174 in Gematria is equal to the second of Tevet. The Gematria for both of those is 1271. The second of Tevet is December 26th. If you go back from December 26, 2022, 1354 days, you arrive at April 13, 2019. In just a moment, I'm going to show you that Ryan encodes April 14, 2019. It's just 1 day off. It's close enough. The beginning of the tribulation was, in fact, April 13, 2019.
I don't know what it is. It's the last few weeks of the year in the. It's the last. It's the last. It's the last.
All right, he did not say what you thought he said. It equals Wormwood. The last 756 equals Wormwood.
Last few weeks of the year and the body starts to just.
As you can see, there is an abundance of codes pointing to December 26th or 27th. There's an abundance of codes that points to April 13, 2019 as being the beginning of the tribulation. There is a code of 1202. The storm is upon us. Kelly said it's upon us. That equals 1202. If you subtract the remainder of the tribulation, if it was cut short and started on April 13, 2019, then you would have 1202 days left at December 26, 2022. So everything ties together. They've been coding the 8th day of Hanukkah, which is the 2nd of Tevet. Kelly kept looking at the window. 174 equals the 2nd of Tevet. That's why she kept doing that. I showed you her in at least 4 different outfits doing that. So there is an abundance. Oh, and the exercise to shoot at the asteroid on 12/27. It's the asteroid that they said is coming on April 13 in 2029, 10 days off from the beginning of the tribulation. That's very interesting. So here again, they're using the 413 code. So there is just an abundance of codes that I couldn't ignore. I wanted to share with you. And I have another video coming if I have enough time. Of course, it's the holidays, but I don't celebrate Christmas. I celebrate Hanukkah, but they overlap this year, so that's good. So I wish you guys all a happy Hanukkah, happy holidays. I may post again, I may not, but I do have more to edit. So if I have time, I will, and let's hope this is it, you guys.